Okay, this is Chapter 1, Lesson 7. It's about identifying sequences. So by the end of this lesson, you're going to be able to look at a set of numbers, and you're going to be able to identify sequences in a pattern within it. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at number lists. We're going to look at number lists like 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. We're going to identify a pattern. So what it's going to look like on your homework, it's going to be a little box like this. It's going to say the first value is 3, second 6, third is 9, fourth is 12, fifth. And what you're going to have to do is either identify what the next number is, or you're going to have to identify how to get from the first one to the second one. So some of them are really simple. So look at from 3 to 6. How do you get from 3 to 6? That's how we're going to solve it. Start at the first two. There's two different ways you can get from 3 to 6. You can either add 3, or you can, or for multiplication, you can multiply it times 2. So there's two different things we can do there. So the way we figure out which way it actually is for the rest of them is we got to test these out on the next one. So how do we get from 6 to 9? Can we add 3 to get from 6 to 9? 6 plus 3 is 9, so that would be good. How about if we took 6 times 2? That'd skip one and go all the way to 12. So we know that it can't be. She knows she's not supposed to do that. Still, she does it. You're naughty. So from 6 to 9 would also be plus 3, and then we can just test the rest of them out. 9 plus 3 is 12. So we know that it's plus 3 to get from each one to the next one. And so we go to the last one and we figure out which one we're missing. So we do 15 plus 3, and so our missing number would be 18. That's all we have to do for this lesson. So I'm going to give you another example. If you have 1, 2, 4, 8, 16. So look at the first one. That's the first thing you need to do. Look at the first one, and you need to decide how do you get from the first one to the second one. How do you get from 1 to 2? Well, you can do one of two things. You can either add 1 or take it times 2. So let's look at the next one. If you add 1 to 2, does it become 4? It does not. So it can't be plus 1. So let's try times 2. 2 times 2 is 4. Let's see. 4 times 2 is 8. So that must be our pattern. 8 times 2 is 16. So 16 times 2, our missing number would be 32. So that's all there is to it. Look at the first two numbers. How do you get from the first to the second? And then try it from second to third. And if it works, that's what it is. If it doesn't, you have to keep trying. Okay, I want you to try one here with me. Okay, so let's look at the first two. I'm sorry, I pause right now and try and solve. Okay, let's look at the first two. How can you get from the first number to the second number? You can either add 2 or you can take it times 3. So look at the next one, from 3 to 9. If you add 3 plus 2, can you get to 9? No, so we know it can't be that one. How about 3 times 3? Would that be 9? Yes, it would. So then, since this is the one that I'm going to have you solve, you would do 9 times 3, so our answer would be 27. Now here's the challenge one. This one, I'm going to give you a clue before we start. This one involves both. You have to add and multiply, which will happen sometimes. So, this one, it starts out with 1, 3, 7, 15, and then question mark for the fifth one. And I want you to solve that one. Ready? Go. Okay. So let's look at this. You can either add 2, bean, you can either add 2 to get to 3, or you can take it times 3. So let's try that. Plus 2 or times 3. So let's look at from 3 to 7. 3 plus 2, does that equal 7? No, so we know it can't be just plus 2. 3 times 3, does that give you 7? No, so we know it has to be a little bit different than that. So it's going to involve addition and multiplication. So let's try another one. How about if we take it, let's see, well, if we do it times 4 minus 1. 1 times 4 would be 4, minus 1 would be 3. Let's take 3 times 4. 3 times 4 is 12. Minus 1, oh, that would be 11, so that wouldn't work. What if we did times 2 plus 1? So 1 times 2 is 2. Add 1, that'd be 3, so that works. Let's try the second one. 3 times 2 is 6. Add 1, that'd be 7. Hey, that works. 7 times 2 is 14. Add 1 is 15. So hey, we figured it out. It's times 2 plus 1. And then the last one, 15 times 2 is 30, minus 1, so our answer would be 29. That's all there is to this lesson. I'm going to give you one that you need to solve for tomorrow. This one might either be an easy one or a difficult one. This one may not include addition or multiplication. It might be something different. Oops. We're going to go 48, 24, 12, 6, and question mark. So for tomorrow, I want you to figure out what is the pattern, and then I want you to figure out what is the missing number. I'll give you a hint. It's not exactly like the two examples I gave you before. So, that's the problem you need to solve. See you tomorrow.